Welcome to the Power Factor Show. Episode 134. Sponsored by Rainier Ballistics, Hodgdon Powders, and JPL Precision.
Okay. Well,
should we go?
We can go a lot bigger.
We can go a lot bigger.
All the way. Oh.
Yeah.
How big are we gonna get?
95 cubic feet.
95 cubic feet.
It's not going to be our heaviest safe.
Okay.
We have.
Oh my lord.
So this is 95 cubic feet, but it only weighs, just over 2,000 pounds.
Okay. So very similar in construction to everything else we look for, just bigger.
Yeah.
Okay.
That safe we showed you, the relocker.
Yes.
It's basically a bigger version of that safe.
Okay.
This safe weighs almost 6,900 pounds.
6,900 pounds. This thing is enormous. What is it, 72 inches tall?
76.
76? That's amazing. I mean, we've got mirrored panels and everything.
Actually, 79 inches tall.
79 inches tall. That's amazing. And who's the maker on this one?
American Security.
American Security. Okay.
And then we have our largest original platinum
original
vault,
safe
which is
and vault. Yeah.
the last safe we looked at, their biggest size.
This is their biggest one.
Yeah, as far as commercial rated safes that we put gun safes interior in, this is our the biggest one is our best selling size.
Wow. Now, talk about, I think we should sit down and talk about some of the logistics of moving something like this. But the first thing that pops in my mind is I'm gonna have to reinforce my floors, right? I mean, this is not something you put on a stick-built house, right? On a wood frame house.
I would say that we can safely put more weight than what people are expecting.
Okay.
In a home.
I don't know what
once you start to get to this product, absolutely, it's going to stay on concrete.
You want concrete floors for something this size.
Yeah.
Yeah. So up to 2,000 pounds, no problem on your wood frame.
I want to say no problem. We're starting to get to the point to where you definitely want to go under and do some reinforcement.
Okay.
On a regular basis, though, we do deliver safes that are 1,000 pounds, 1,400 pounds upstairs.
Okay. Interesting. And let's go back to the end up here and look at these just beautiful hunks of metal that we kind of got a little glimpse of earlier. These three here.
So this is a product that's built for us over in Yakima.
Okay, and you guys spec it out. Mm-hmm. You don't fabricate it here, but you've got a professional, obviously, building these things.
Yeah, and there is some standard sizes and features, but it's a very small, tightly run custom shop. Sure. And we've built, as a standard, our thickest body that we offer is 1 inch. We've built up to 3 inches.
Wow, that's huge.
So from the outside, the most unique thing you can see of this safe is just how tight
the gap.
Door gap is.
This is less than a 32nd of an inch.
You can't fit a business card in there.
No, I don't think so. I think you're right. It's amazing.
Now, jumping back to what we were talking about earlier, locking bolts, you notice that this doesn't have all that big a locking
Four
bolts.
on each side?
4 on each side, but that's all you need because of several different factors. First being
the frame.
Door gap.
Okay, yeah.
Door thickness, that's a solid piece of steel. That's
this
1.5 inches.
This is solid 1.5-inch plate.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Door frame is 3/4 inch.
Okay,
solid.
so we got a 3/4 inch frame.
Door body is 1 inch.
All right, 1 inch thick. 1 inch thick.
1 inch thick. 1 inch thick. Then you have, and actually, here's a cutout of it.
Awesome. Yes, I like to see that. How are these things constructed? Look at all that metal.
So that's.
Oh my gosh.
If we were to cut the top off of this safe, door, frame, sidewall, insulation, interior liner.
Okay.
One thing I I like to do with people. So this is your average gun safe construction. When you look at, companies will boast about, 2-inch sidewalls, 3 or 5-inch sidewalls. Very little of that is steel.
Is metal, right. We're talking mostly drywall.
Drywall and insulation. So
sure.
You hold that piece.
Okay. So I'm going to say that's, I don't know, 10 pounds.
And then,
and what is the thickness of this? Is this even 1/8? Or
I believe that's 12 gauge.
12 gauge? I was going to say, it looks like it's less than 1/8.
So this is a side section of our E-rate over here. And if you want to hang on to this,
we're going to have to trade here, if I can. Oh my God, okay, that's easily 50 pounds.
Yeah.
And it's the same square foot of material.
Yeah.
God, that's probably 60 or 70 pounds. I don't know if I can hold 70 pounds.
The other difference we
Not far
talked
from my
about,
body, but
the relockers and the hard plates.
okay.
This is out of your average gun. I can't even see average gun safe. An average entry level gun safe will not have something this good.
Okay.
But this is out of a high quality gun safe.
All right.
Weighs a couple pounds.
Yeah.
And it basically offers protection from the front.
Right. This is the outside of the safe, the outside of the door. This is, if someone's going to attack it, it's from this side.
Yeah.
Okay.
So same piece out of this safe.
All right.
And it's protected from all sides.
Okay.
You have the ball bearings.
Got the ball bearing
But
plate.
then you feel the weight difference.
Getting ready here. Wow. This is
We could play
like
catch
you said.
with that,
Oh yeah,
but
I
we
could.
probably want to
Yeah,
throw that one
I could
around.
toss this around. I'm not even going to attempt to get this one airborne. That's 15 pounds at least just for the lock. That's amazing. I like those cutouts, so we can see the cross section of how these things are constructed. That's really cool. Okay, so David, we've looked at all these different safes of various weights: 200 pounds, 400 pounds, 6,000 pounds. Now that I've got my safe, I picked one out. I want to bring it home. How do I move it? Do I move it myself? I know you mentioned you guys, would do it for me. So, what would you recommend?
It really depends on the safe. We will deliver anything that we sell. If you buy a 200-pound safe, you're a young guy, you got a couple buddies. That's something that with a fairly low amount of risk,
most people take it themselves.
You can take it, put it in the place where you want it. When it comes to, if you're buying something for security purposes, should you be able to deliver it with, a buddy in a hand truck?
Well, that's a good point.
I don't think you should. It should probably take a little more experience and
sure. So as you get more serious
to
about
get something in there.
Yeah, as we get more serious about the security, if I can move it.
Yeah, so if you can move
so
it,
can the bad guy.
What about somebody that doesn't care about the condition of the safe, the condition of your home?
Sure.
How easily can they move it?
Right.
And
that's a good point.
With safes, really, it seems as time goes by, safes get lighter and lighter. We see thefts of them, of people just take the whole safe out.
Yeah. When it comes to locating the safe, do most people put them in the garage? Do people put them in living rooms or closets, or what's a good location from a security standpoint, I guess is my question, in terms of, I don't know, do you try to hide your safe so if somebody does break in, maybe they don't even find it because it's in a closet somewhere, they didn't even look? Or is it okay to have it right, in your living room? Or?
My safe's in my living room. How I view it is you can put a safe maybe where everybody doesn't see it, but I would lean towards if someone is broke into my house, that they're going to find it. Because if they find my safe,
assume that they're going to find it.
Do they have to then go in, tear apart my bedroom? Or can they safely assume that everything that they thought they were going to find underneath my mattress or in my sock drawer is inside the safe?
Right. Once they see the safe, they just assume, well, everything must be in there. So,
and we hear about encounters like that of people will find the safe and leave
and just walk away and just go forget it. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Yeah, figured everything of value must be in there. I didn't bring the tools to crack into that thing, so forget it, I'm out of here. That alarm's blaring, I better just go.
Yeah. But as far as placement goes, if you're not looking to, there's several ways to look at it, is whether you want to optimize security and fire protection. Obviously, if you have a concrete basement, that might be a better place than...
From a fire perspective, there's less combustible material in a concrete room, right?
Correct. So, I recommend putting the safe where you're going to use it.
I think so too.
You want to make it convenient. If it's, a lot of people do hide their safe. As a result, they don't use it like they should. It becomes a hassle, and it's not convenient. My safe, being in my living room, is right next to my master bedroom, which makes it very convenient to access it. I get into my safe on a daily basis. I use it to get ready. I don't want to hide it.
Yeah, same here. I mean, mine's in my living room. I access it at least twice a day. It's not something I would want in the garage, just in terms of convenience.
But there is no one answer for, one right answer for every single person. My best friend, competitive shooter, shoots every weekend almost, and he backs his truck up to his garage where his safe is, loads stuff in and out, works out perfect for him.
Okay. So it's all about your lifestyle.
I have a detached garage, it would not work well for me.
Exactly, and I was looking at houses. One of them had a detached garage, and I thought, well, there's no way in hell the safe's going in the garage, so that I wouldn't have access to it anytime I needed to. Talk about, at least in our part of the world, in Western Washington, we have a lot of moisture, a lot of rain, humid environment. If you're putting a safe in a garage, would you always recommend a dehumidifier?
Yes, and that's simply because they're so cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, a good dehumidifier you can get for around $30, and that's something that's going to have a lifetime warranty.
Okay.
So you buy it once, you're done. There's steps that you can take, and one thing when you look at safes, you layer your protection. So a dehumidifier, well, I run a dehumidifier and I run a desiccant. There's stuff inside my safe that's inside a Tupperware. I'm layering my protection.
Okay, interesting.
So they have the silicone impregnated cotton socks for your guns.
Right.
I don't have every gun in there, but the ones with a nice blued finish and a wood stock, I do.
Okay. Another thing that our viewers might be wondering, if they got a 2-story house and their bedroom's on the 2nd floor, would you recommend putting a safe on the 2nd floor?
If that's where it's convenient for you to use, absolutely.
Is it difficult to get a safe upstairs? You're fighting gravity.
It is difficult. One thing about our company is we specialize in doing in-home deliveries. We've really been able to grow, and from that, we've always been willing and had the experience and to do the deliveries that maybe nobody else wanted to do or had the capabilities to do.
Interesting.
So upstairs, downstairs, whatever obstacle you have.
I would imagine you've got some kind of special device to move that safe up the stairs.
Yeah.
Is it a crane? And open the roof and
we have done that.
Set it in?
We have done that. For the most part, people just go with, we have a stair climber that we can take the safe in, but we've done cranes and boom trucks and all sorts of different things.
Put it up on that upper deck and wheel it in through the door and whatever else. Cool. Let's go look at some of the other more specialty products. Okay, David, so we're looking at some of the more, what do you call these? Just kind of quick access?
Quick access,
safe
pistol boxes is what most people call them.
Yeah, for sure.
And definitely their number one use.
So we've got all different sizes. I see that some of these I see is hinged on top. The top opens. This one, the front opens. We got mechanical locks. They make them in all different shapes and sizes, it looks like. Is there any, it just kind of whatever fits your location, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
If you're going to put it in a dresser drawer, maybe the top open would be the best. You open the drawer.
Absolutely.
Have it pop up. Under the bed, the door falls forward. I don't know, what I see this one here has got a
biometric.
A biometric thumb scanner.
Yep, you got your fingerprint.
Okay.
A little bit of delay. You can actually plug this into the wall and it opens quite a bit faster.
I was going to ask you about that delay. I mean, that 2 seconds could seem like a long time.
Yeah. Now, my preference, I'm more of a mechanical lock guy. I'm a big fan of the Simplex mechanical lock, push button mechanical lock.
Yeah.
Very simple to use.
Right.
Just as fast as the other guys.
No batteries.
Yeah, no big thrills. They don't make any beeping sounds. Doesn't have an alarm. It doesn't pop open when you do it. But what it does better than any other lock out there that I've seen for a pistol box is it works consistently.
That's what you want.
Constantly. This product from V-Line, it's their Top Draw series. A little more expensive than some of the competitors. There's several reasons for it. One is the lock. Two is it's made in the USA.
Okay.
Pretty much every single lock box out there that you're going to see, the most common stuff especially, is going to be made in China.
Okay. Gotcha.
People take, for the most part, these boxes are used for home defense. And something we hear a lot is, well, I don't want to spend a lot, or I just want something cheap. I'm not going to use it that often. And the reality of it is you're not going to use it that often, but when you might have to use it is in a situation of defending your life or your family's life. So do you really want something cheap, or do you want something that's going to work?
Right, yeah. You want that thing to open reliably. You don't want to not have used it in 6 months and find your batteries are dead when you most need it, or that the thing came unplugged if it has a plug-in option or whatever. The way I've got something similar to that, where I use the gun goes in there at night, in the morning, goes back in the big safe at night, comes back out, transfer back and forth.
You touched on something earlier about possibly putting something like this underneath the bed.
Okay.
And we take the approach of really think of how you want to use this, especially in a defensive situation. Is all of my safes that I have, and I have a shotgun vault, I have a pistol vault in my room, and everything is accessed with me standing up.
Okay.
I think one of the worst places to be in an emergency situation is
laying on the floor,
butt up in the air, and your head underneath your bed, trying to get at your pistol.
True. True.
Another thing to think of is a lot of people want to use their primary safe as means for to house their home defense weapon. Depending on where it's at, that could be a good option. I take the approach of, I think whatever your home defense weapon is, it should be in a box by itself. And the reason it is if you need to get into it, there is nothing else to fumble around with.
There's no clutter.
You open it, you grab it, and you're ready.
A bunch of other stuff gathered around your precious handgun that you need that moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's true. And are these all, basically the same, I guess?
A lot of them are the same, very similar. Like this, opens from the top, very similar to the V-Line.
Yeah.
Different company. This is Shot Lock, and they're actually here in Washington State.
Okay.
And just a smaller. I mean.
Yeah. You're gonna
fit a compact.
One thing I noticed here, there's holes in the corner. You can cable lock it to something. Is that right?
Correct.
So you can. Somebody's not going to pick up and walk away with it. Although I still personally wouldn't recommend storing anything long term in there. But that was neat. What is this?
So this is a speed vault from Gun Vault.
Okay.
And you have both the biometric or push button.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
Now, is this a display setup, or is this all rigged together to go somewhere like in a vehicle?
This is a display setup.
Okay.
But it does come with a mounting plate.
Okay. I'm just kind of picturing that in the front of the pickup truck where you've got all that room in front of the seat.
Center
look at his and hers, right?
Perfect.
Go get some. That's cool.
There's one for the friend too.
Yeah, sure enough. And then you pass it back to your kid, and let's defend the homeland.
And as pretty much every lock that you see, or every box, most of them have multiple different types of locks, whether it be in a biometric, electronic keypad, and they usually have a key backup.
And how reliable are the biometrics? I mean, do you have to scan your finger multiple times? Do they wear out over time? Does it work as good on 3 years down the line as it worked on day one? Do you have to?
It should.
Clean it.
There is different style of biometric locks. A lot of them, when you simply press your finger on it, takes a scan of it.
And just hold. Okay.
And some of them, that's all they take.
Okay.
One thing I like, this is an imprint box. When you program it in there, you swipe your finger 5 times.
Okay.
So
it gets all the variations.
It gets all the variations. So when it's time to open it, we found with this box more consistency than just about any of the other ones.
Okay, cool. Let's walk through this area onto the other side of the store. Just kind of hitting on some of these things. The original safe and vault. Smaller versions of what we already looked at?
Just smaller versions of what we already looked at.
You want to put your valuables. You're not getting any long guns in this one necessarily.
Yeah, this is for
obviously
a lot of our customers that have a lot of money in precious metals.
Money, metals, jewelry, precious silverware, what people put in there. Same with all these guys.
Yeah, just varying degrees of, I mean, these are what we call home safes. Often go to you know, someone that does not have the long guns to put inside the safe. One thing to think about, a lot of people start out with or have the idea that they want a small safe. I, for the most part, try to talk people into a taller safe. Because really, most time when you're looking at where you're going to put the safe, it's not the height that's an issue, it's how much width do you have, how much depth.
Sure.
And the smaller safes really aren't that much different in footprint.
Right,
but
you take up the same square footage.
Half the size. And I'd rather be able to walk up to a safe, open it up, and I have most things at eye level. I don't have to get on my hands and knees every time I want to get in there.
Exactly. And now that we mentioned that, here's the old cliche is always buy one bigger than you think you need, or buy the biggest one you can afford right now, because you will find things to put in it. I found when I was very first looking for a safe, I was looking at these right here because I'm a pistol guy. And I had no interest in rifles really. Well, now I got 3 rifles and I'm glad I got the safe I got. I was looking at a 24-inch safe, and now I wound up getting a 30-inch safe, and I'm glad I did, because you don't realize how many things you have that you would like to keep secure. And you go, oh, hey, there's something I could put in there. Here's some paperwork. Here's some, you know, all kinds of things. You'll find things to put in your safe.
And you know, I tell people gun safes are deceptive. So when you look at a gun safe and you look at the specs, it's going to give you a number. And we're looking at a gun safe and it says it holds 25 guns. And you're going to find with, well, if maybe everything you had was a, you know, break action handy rifle, you could fit it in there. But scopes, pistol grips, bolts, all that stuff's going to take up more space.
That's true.
And they're not going to. You're typically not going to get one into every single cutout that you have. inside
you'll be
your safe.
skipping every other one or something like that, or staggering them around. That's true enough too. So
I mean, I recommend people, hey, if you're not sure what size to buy, go onto the forums. You know, ask people that have safes, and pretty much the biggest thing you're going to hear is buy bigger than what you're expecting. Buy
bigger than what you would anticipate, for sure. I mean, you'll find things to fill it up with, believe me. So, okay, so David, what are we looking at here?
Every year, Liberty holds a...
Is this the new model?
Scratch and dent.
Scratch and dent. We got a discount on this guy, 10% off.
Every year, Liberty holds a dealer forum.
Okay.
We're invited back to go through the factory, and they try to entertain us every year. They do some testing.
Okay.
These 2 safes are actually a drop test.
Okay.
Ballasts weigh the same. And if you go on Liberty's website,
when you say ballast, like they put stuff in it.
They put steel in it to make them the exact same weight.
Okay.
If you actually go on to Liberty's website, you can watch a video of this test being done.
Okay.
Where they hook them to a crane, raise them up 100 feet, and
just let them go.
Yeah, and you can see if you get up onto the face of it, a really different result. So we have
Liberty and a non-Liberty.
Liberty and a non-Liberty.
Same test?
The same exact test.
Okay.
Done the same day.
Interesting.
Right after each other. Highlights a couple things. I mean, this really highlights, well, Liberty's roll form robotically welded body.
Even though it's dented, it's held together.
It's held the seams together.
Yes.
When you look at this safe, I don't know if we can zoom in on this. I mean, you don't have to be a welder to know that that's not a good weld.
Yeah, for sure. So your hinge is just extremely weak.
Yeah. So this broke off during the test, and the safe, every seam split, varying degrees, but every seam split.
Yeah, we got ragged sheet metal seams here showing.
And you can see we really don't have a weld in these spots. We see a little bit of thick of weld here and here. So about every 3 to 4 inches, this safe is tack welded on the inside.
It's just tack welded. About I'd say about what 25%. Just looking at what I'm looking at there, about 1 inch every 4 inches of seam. So,
and it's not a good tack weld.
And then it's not a good weld to begin with. Well, it's just destroyed, isn't it? So this was a 100-foot drop test from a crane?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And another thing is, I point this out to people, is the paint. For the most part, the paint in this, you could take and we can peel most of it off. Like they don't do any prep work.
Okay.
Or I would say very limited prep work.
It's easily chipped
to
off.
this safe.
It's easily chipped off. Whereas this one, you
can see it, we got a little bit of,
it looks like it's baked
flaking,
on
but it's not
very well,
lifting as much as this.
Sure. All right, well, thanks, David, for the tour. It was fun. I hope our viewers learned a little bit about the various safes out there and how they're constructed and kind of what options to look for. If anyone has any questions for David, or if you're in the market to buy something, go to the website, NWSafe.com. NWSafe.com. If you're local, especially, give them a call. What's the phone number?
Phone number is 888-404-7233.
7233. Okay, and
which is safe.
For our viewers, we're going to have a trivia question this week. You're going to get the answer to the trivia question on the website, and all you have to do is spell David's last name, Balistrassi. It's on the website. So, David, thanks again.
Larry, thank you very much.
It was very enjoyable. I love looking through all this stuff, and boy, we could have easily stretched this into, I don't know, a 5-hour episode or something like that. There's so many details I want to talk about, and I know you guys really know your stuff. So, but we cut it as short as we could for the viewers. So
you're welcome back anytime.
That'd be great. Thanks again, everybody, and we'll catch you next week. Oh, hey, see us on our website at powerfactorshow.com. Email your trivia question answer to our email address at powerfactorshow@gmail.com. Check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/powerfactorshow. You guys on Facebook?
We are.
And facebook.com/NWSafe.
That is a good question.
Probably so. Go check them out. Like them on Facebook, and we'll catch you next week. Thanks.